All right, so we've covered Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Let's talk about LinkedIn. And LinkedIn's an interesting one. Each of these networks, again, as somebody comes to them, they have a different emotional response when they arrive. If they show up on Facebook, they may be looking to see their friends and their family members. On Instagram, they're maybe looking at more influencers and thinking more in a visual narrative. When they show up on LinkedIn, it's exclusively about business. It's time to get down to business. And so as we talk about LinkedIn, I want you to keep that in mind, that's why they're there. They're there to do business. They're there to talk about business. They're there to have a business conversation. And so as your business interacts with them, you have to keep that in mind. This isn't the place for necessarily as much humor unless the humor is related to their business. This isn't the place to just simply show a picture of your cat. This is a place to be a little more serious, share a little more information. Just some information about LinkedIn so we can kind of understand who we're working with and the person that we're targeting. 610 million members on LinkedIn as of right now. That's a lot of people. Maybe less than Facebook, but again, it's a different audience. They're there for different reasons. There are 90 million senior level influencers on LinkedIn. There are people that you won't be able to find on Facebook, you won't find them on Twitter, you won't find them on Instagram, but they'll be on LinkedIn. And be able to connect with them in an open environment where you can grab their attention and talk to them. There are 60 million decision makers, business decision makers on LinkedIn right now. If you're somebody who sells a product and you're trying to reach people to wholesale that product, to sell that product to their company, whether it be you want to have it carried in a store or you want to get a hold of somebody who owns a specific company, LinkedIn is the place to do it. That's the place to find those people. 92% of all Fortune 500 companies are on LinkedIn. And not only are they there, they actually check their messages. They actually respond to people when done properly. There's only 3 million users, though, that even share content. While all those people are there, and many of them even sometimes are looking to change careers, or maybe they're looking for a job, but of all the people there's only 3 million of them that share the content. You may say, Brandon, that doesn't seem very good, but as a matter of fact, it's very good. Because the deal is that people check their feed. They look at what's going on LinkedIn. They just don't necessarily engage that much, which means there's tons of space for you to create content, put stuff on LinkedIn, and be featured in your particular category. If you're a business leader or you're somebody who wants to be influential in a certain category, LinkedIn is super important for you as well. Some things that we need to do. First and foremost, to start off with, as a business, you need to create a company page. Understand that you are going to be engaging and interacting personally. You as the owner or the vice president or whatever your role is within the company, you'll be reacting personally, but your company needs to have a page where people can go to it and you can share content and you can show the breadth of your business so that people understand who you are and what you're all about. This is a great opportunity for your business development team and people who are looking for new clients to create a portfolio on LinkedIn so that people can go and see that and see it in an environment that they understand. A lot of times we put those portfolios on our website or we put them in other platforms that people may not be as familiar with. By putting them on LinkedIn and using that as kind of the base for all of that content about your business, you put people in an environment they're already comfortable in, they already know how to use, and you give them the opportunity to share all that with them. Secondly, use great visuals. This is, again, one of those spaces where because there's not as much traffic as there is on Facebook or on Instagram, the visuals really do stand out. People who do a great job of presenting their brands on LinkedIn stand above the crowd because most of the time, a lot of it's just blog posting or longer form content or things that aren't necessarily as graphic, where if you can be one to create beautiful, stunning graphics, videos, and content, put that on LinkedIn, it will stand out above the rest. Number 3, create a portfolio. I mentioned it a moment ago, but it's so important. This is that time where you want to share customer testimonials. You want to share what you can do and how you can do it. You want to show the effectiveness of your product or your service. You want to tell people about how many years you've been in the business and the different people that you've helped. This is that time where you are trying to present yourself in your best manner. I mentioned it a while ago, but more so here on LinkedIn. This is that digital presentation, that digital trade show that you would go to show off who your company is and what you're about. Number 4, look for connections, not leads. That may seem counterintuitive, but it's so important that you look at your LinkedIn audience and your LinkedIn followers as connections, to where if the time comes that you need something, or as the time comes where you need them for something, it needs to be treated much more like a networking time versus a lead generation time. Remember, people are here for a business environment, business to business owner to business owner, influencer to influencer. This is not the place for you to be hard selling or pushing a product down somebody's throat. This is the place where you want to create long-term connections that you can build on those relationships and create mutually enjoyed relationships and mutually beneficial relationships with other business professionals. Use LinkedIn wisely. It is a great platform. Number 5, be the expert. This, again, is that place where if you have an area of expertise, if you can teach somebody something, if you can train them on it, LinkedIn is a great place for it. Their learning platform, coupled with the SlideShare that they have and all of the other tools that are built into LinkedIn, it really has become a place where people go to learn. And if you can position yourself as an expert in a specific category, in a specific vertical that is the voice of that vertical, specifically on LinkedIn, it's going to work so much in your favor. It's going to help you so much in trying to help people to see your product and your service and what you have to offer as beneficial and valuable to them. Many times people will consider Facebook. Obviously, many people think about using Twitter. Instagram is very popular right now, so a lot of people use Instagram, and LinkedIn is often the one that gets overlooked. If you're doing anything in business to business, if you're doing anything business to consumer, that business people would be interested in. Let me give you an example before we finish this section. Let's say this evening you are, as we go through this series, let's say you own a nail salon and you do nails. Maybe your strategy on LinkedIn needs to be around telling professionals that when they have their lunch break, it's time to go get your nails done. Or if you're a restaurant, have a business owner's lunch where you offer a special price for business owners and you offer that on LinkedIn. It's finding strategies to understand how people are thinking when they're there and then using that to be able to share with them what you have with them. Do not overlook LinkedIn.